welcome to the Happy Hippie Intuitive. This is Nina and I'm here to do your weekly reading. So this reading is going to be from the 9th to the 15th of May 2022. Now, I'm sorry about my voice today. I'm having a little bit of a cold, but I wanted to come on and do this reading anyways. I might shorten it down just a little bit. We will see how my voice is doing. But anyways, just wanted to have a little heads up there. Now, listen, we have 3 different decks to choose from as always. This one is quite new. It's called the Tarot Decoratif. This is the Urban Tarot, and this is the Grand Lux Tarot. You have also 3 bracelets, rather, to choose from. Not necklaces, bracelets. And this is a Landscape Jasper. Now, this is Blue Agate. And this is Mookate. So, sink into your intuition. Ask your angels and guides to guide you to pick either number 1, 2, or 3. And I'll be back in a moment and I'll start with number 1. So, removing number 3 and number 2. Okay, number 1, so if you pick the Tarot Decoratif and the Landscape Jasper, then this is the reading for you. We will pick 6 cards as we always do in the weekly. So, again, I'm so sorry about my voice, but we have been having some colds in the family. It's either cold or it's allergies, but anyway, so we're kind of sniffly around here these days. Many people are, I think, so not COVID or anything, but just a normal cold. But anyway, so let's look at it. Number 1, I hope you're doing well. Maneuvering the energies as they are. No escaping them, you know. Integrating and maneuvering, that's what we can do. So let's see what energies you might bump up against, number 1. So this coming week. So the Justice card here. 4 wands, that's good news. And you have the High Priestess. Okay. And you have the Queen of Pentacles, the World. But the 3 of Swords is here as well. Underneath, the 3 of Cups. Okay. Just give me a second to sink into these energies and we will figure out where to go. Okay. Okay, so the feeling I get regarding this 3 of Swords here, it comes together with the High Priestess. And so for some of you, there might be a confusion regarding your spiritual path, regarding your evolving, regarding your growth, your spiritual growth, or your life purpose maybe. So maybe you've been trying to figure things out, but you feel like you haven't gotten any answers. So that might be for some of you here. Now you have the Justice card here together with the Queen of Wands. So when it comes to some sort of money issue, you might actually have the Justice tipping into your favor. So that might be for some of you. You also have the 4 of Wands together with the World. So there's ground for some sort of celebration. But the World card is also, you know, the card where we finish off a chapter and we step into the new. The World card is the last, and then we kind of go back to the Fool's card, which is the beginning. So there might be... I hear for some of you, you are getting hitched, actually. So that might be, you know, closing off a chapter of being alone, because you have the Justice, which can be the card of signing documents as well. You know, where you need the Justicia, you know, the justice system to sign something for you. And the 4 of Wands being the card of marriage, and then the card of the World kind of closing off something. So for some of you, this might be that you are getting married, but it can also be that you are getting married to not necessarily a person, but maybe you are signing documents to be part of a new job or a new project. So that's kind of the marriage there. You know, it's a contract that's being made here. So that might be those two cards together here as well. So of course, there's many ways to read this reading. But in general, let's look at the general energies here. You have 1, 2, 3 cards of major arcana here. 3 cards out of 6. So that has to be significant. And the world card can also mean stepping into a new world for you, meaning the inner world, since the High Priestess comes up as well. So there might be a change in the way you perceive something when it comes to your spiritual path, or there might be a new path for you to walk down. You also have the 3 of Cups here, which is, and I see that you have that together with the Magician here as well. And the Magician comes together with the High Priestess. It's very much about the spiritual awakening or the spiritual growth. And you also have that together with the 3 of Cups here. So the 3 of Cups could be a grouping. It can be, you know, a sisterhood. It can be a brotherhood. It can be new teachings, you know, if you are going into a spiritual course or workshop, or if you're going into new education, you know, those kind of things as well, where you feel like you are evolving as a person, okay? So that might be something as well that's happening here. Because definitely the world card is telling me that you're closing off some sort of chapter and that you're inviting something new in. But there might be some, you know, maybe you're feeling like you're not 100% sure about it, or maybe you're afraid that things are not going to go well, or you're afraid that all this good is going to be lost maybe on the way. There's some sort of regrets or some sort of feeling lack, or some sort of feeling maybe this isn't going to work. So when I see the Magician under here, and I see the High Priestess and all these other very positive cards around you, I would say that this is not necessary. This feeling, or, you know, maybe not being sure where to go, that kind of feeling isn't necessary, is what I feel. I feel like they're trying to tell you that this is all in your head, kind of. I mean, it's the sword energy, right? So it might be all in your head, this worry, or this not knowing, or not seeing clearly. So there might be that your ego is kind of making that out to be more than it really is here, okay? So you kind of have to feel into where that resonates for you, number 1, okay? So yeah, I wanna pull some other cards here as well. Let's see where we want to go. I want to go with this When Life Gives You Mangoes Lenormand Oracle. Kind of fun little cards that can give us a little bit of extra information. So let's look at that. Let's see where we go with this number 1 for this week. You got passion fruit. Energy of the feminine, intuitive, receiving, expressing. Yeah, so feminine and intuitive, it goes very well together with what I've said here. So I do feel like this might be, for many of you at least, your path, your spiritual path. Questions regarding your spiritual path, or a shift in your spiritual path, or your life purpose, okay? So that might be where the contract came up also, because you have figured out that this, what you have been doing so far, has not been your life purpose, and you want to change it. So you're kind of signing on to something new. The mango tree, honoring your past as well as your present. Yeah. So what you have learned from before, you have learned. It will never pass you by. You know, your opportunities will never pass you by, because you have learned what you have learned. Whether it could be good or bad, it's still knowledge. It's still something that you can use for something in the future, right? Underneath here, I wanted to look at that, the golden apple. Have faith that all is well. Yeah, so that's kind of the message what I felt like with this as well. They're trying to tell you that there's no need to worry here, okay? I feel like this is going to work out well. And there's a significant shift or significant change because of the World card here. But there is ground for celebration. And you also have the King of Pentacles, which is someone who's very grounded, who's very secure in their own skin. So that's kind of the opportunity you have is to step into that energy. But you need to get out of your head, because I feel like maybe your ego is making up some stories here, making it out to be some very more, a lot more scary than it really needs to be. Okay, so that's kind of what I feel with that. So let us pull some mini cards in the end today. Let's see where we go with the mini cards. I want to use the Secret Garden since it's springtime, almost summer here. So let's see what last messages they have for you, number one, before I close off this reading. Have to make it short today since my throat is not 100%. And there you go. Sometimes that's the way it goes. Let's see what you get. Wallflower. Look for the crack in the concrete to find your way out. Yeah. So there is a way out. If you feel stuck in here, they're definitely telling you that there's a way out. But I do feel like that has very much to do with your critical self, with your ego. So, but feel into where that is for you. And last card, Twilight. Surrender to the last hour when the light barely touches the flowers. So surrender that there is a higher purpose here. There is a meaning with everything. Underneath you have bloom and attract more than butterflies. So there is a shift and there is growth. And there's a huge potential for growth and grounding and coming into a place of feeling secure, feeling like you know where to go here. I feel like it has tipped in your favor here, and there's ground for celebration. You're closing off the old chapter. You might have been having doubts. You might have been not sure where to go, or you might be scared of the future, but they're telling you that things were going to work out fine. You are the magician of your own life, you know. Together with the High Priestess, you have that intuition in you. So they're talking about the feminine and the intuitive. Also, see if maybe you can work more with the feminine energies. That might also help you in this. Honoring your past as well as your present. So remember that everything that you have learned is for something good when it comes to the knowledge of what you've learned, even though it was hurtful. It might have been something that hurt you as well with this card here. Yeah, so I feel like that was pretty much all I had for you this week, number one. I hope this made sense, and I wish you a pleasant week with whatever it is that you are going through. Until the next time I see you. Bye. Okay, number two, so if you picked this blue agate and the Urban Tarot, this is the reading for you. We will pull 6 cards as we always do in the weekly. I'm so sorry about my voice today. I am really feeling it. It's been a cold kind of running in our family, so a bit stuffy, and my voice isn't 100%, but it is what it is, you know. Maybe it's allergies. Might be too. Anyways, let's see where we go for you, number two. What energies you might bump up against this coming week. Wow. So the 10 of Cups. The Queen of Wands. 3 of Cups. The Hierophant. The Death card, which is transformation. And the 8 of Cups. Okay. Interesting. Underneath, the High Priestess. Beautiful. Okay. Let me just get comfortable here and sink into these cards. I'm sorry, my head is a little bit fluffy today. Okay, let's look up these cards now. 10 of Cups, 3 of Cups, 8 of Cups. Lots of Cups energy here. And 2 major arcana, 3 major arcana cards here as well. Okay, so the Death card, of course, is a transformation. It's putting, you know, leaving something old behind, stepping into the new. And it comes together with the Public Defender, which is the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is someone who's very connected with the spiritual realm, and you also have the High Priestess. So this is very much, I feel, might be something about your spiritual path. Or at least using your intuition and kind of taking the lead on that. Now you have the 10 of Cups together with the Hierophant. So for some of you, I would not be surprised if you work as a spiritual teacher, okay? Or someone who kind of leads others, if you will, or shares your journey or shares your information. Now the 10 of Cups, it says, you know, for me, 10 of Cups is very much about the happy home, the happy family life. You've kind of found all your cups. You have found your bliss. You have found your happiness. So that's very much what I feel with that card. But it comes together with the Hierophant, which is the spiritual teacher, which is the spiritual person. It can be kind of a priest or, you know, a spiritual teacher or the spiritual connection. So whether you work as a spiritual teacher or if you spread the word or if that's something that you focus on, I feel like this is just telling me, kind of confirming that you are that person who is very connected, together with a High Priestess as well. Underneath there we have the Emperor, so standing in your power. Okay, beautiful. Now you have the card of abundance here, which is, this is called abundance in this deck, but the 3 of Cups very often for me is also a community. It can be a community of like-minded people, it can be friends, it can be family, it can be work related. It can be, you know, that you're starting a new education, or that you have, you know, this can be your yoga group or whatever, you know, take that as it resonates. It comes together with the 8 of Cups though. Now the 8 of Cups is where you walk away from something. It doesn't mean that you have to walk away from this group. Maybe for some of you it is, but it can be that you're walking away from an old way of being, an old way of thinking. Because I see so much connected to the spiritual realm here. I feel like you are very much in your power, as the Emperor says here, and with the High Priestess. And with the Hierophant, that you are already so connected. I mean, the Queen of Wands is also someone who's very connected with the spiritual realm. So I do feel like this is a transformation in maybe your life purpose, or your way to go when it comes to your spiritual experience. Because the Death card comes together with the 8 of Cups, I feel like there might be someone or something that you left behind. For some of you, though, this might be actually you leaving a spiritual teacher behind, or a priest behind, or a religion. It might be some of you turning away from a religion to go on to a more spiritual path. You know, take this as it resonates with you, okay? But all in all, very positive cards, very positive feeling. There might be something you need to look at if you haven't already walked away from something. Maybe there's something that doesn't resonate with you anymore. Feel into the energy of the resonance and make decisions from there, okay? So let's see if there are some additional messages from Spirit today. Okay, I have 3 that just popped out here. The clouds. Things are being hidden from your view. So there might have been something that you haven't seen up until now, and now you're seeing things clearly. The honeysuckle. Good luck is on your side. That's beautiful. And the email. Incoming communication or mercurial energy surrounds you. Okay, so communication energy. It also says 1111 here. So that email or information might also come from Spirit, just mind you. It can be that you have gotten some information from Spirit now, and you finally made the decision to, okay, now I'm going to go down this road. But it can also be a teacher, it can be a friend, it can be just, you know, information in general that comes to you that makes you see things clearly, that has been hidden from you from before. But now it will not be hidden anymore, okay? So let us pull some Secret Garden cards as well in the end today. I'm making it short today, people, because my voice is not 100%. Oh, okay. That's just the way it is. I'm still having a cold. Yeah. So let's look at it. Rest. Slow down. You don't have to solve everything today. So take your time in making your decisions and moving forward, number 2. And you got surprises. Venture down the rabbit hole. Beautiful. So I have a very positive feeling about this entire reading, number 2. I think things are going to blossom for you. Underneath, wallflower, look for the crack in the concrete to find your way out. With that, they're saying that there's always a way out. And there might be for some of you that's leaving something old behind. You have to take that as it resonates with you. But if you haven't already, look into, as I said, when it comes to the energy, how do you feel? What resonates? Do you feel dissonance when you meet up with some sort of energy? Then maybe it's time to look at if it's time for you to leave that behind now. Okay, so that might be why this 8 of Cups comes up. But all in all, I feel like very positive reading. I feel like you're very much moving forward with your spiritual growth and your spiritual path. And I feel like this might be a huge shift for you coming, or unless you already have been there. And very positive outlook for the future here, I must say, number 2. Okay? So that was pretty much all I had for this week, number 2. I wish you the very best, whatever you're dealing with or moving into. Until the next time I see you. Bye. Okay, number 3, so if you picked the Mooncake bracelet and you picked this deck, then this is the reading for you. So, let us pull 6 cards as we always do in the weekly. I'm sorry about my voice today. I've been having a cold, so, still having a cold, but that's the way it is. A little bit stuffy in the head. Yeah. But I'm maneuvering it. Might be integration of new energies, who knows. Or just a allergy reaction or just a normal cold. Let us see where you go now. What energies might you bump up against this coming week, number 3. Let's look at it. Judgment. 3 of Wands. Wow, Queen of Wands. Beautiful. The Hanging Man. The Moon. And 9 of Swords. And Strength. Okay, yeah. Okay. Yeah, I do feel like there's almost the same theme through the entire 3 readings today. That's very interesting for me. I see the 9 of Swords here, and the 9 of Swords is where you are having sleepless nights, or where you are experiencing anxiety, or where you are rethinking something, or you're afraid of the future, or you're afraid of something. So, but it comes together with a lot of positive cards here, okay? It does, however, come together with the Moon card, which can be hidden news, but it's also very much about your emotional aspect, and also the feminine, and also your connection with spirit. You have the Judgment card here, which is also kind of an awakening or information from, this is kind of Archangel Gabriel coming down with information for you. And it has been, as I said, very much the theme of all readings today, that there is some sort of new information coming towards you, and that they're telling you that there's no need to worry. And standing in your strength, yeah, Devil here. So that's kind of, that's the ego perspective, that's the fair energy. And so there might be that you have been maybe too much logged on, maybe listening to news too much, maybe listening to others, maybe worrying too much, and that's the ego energy, that's the critical self, and the devil energy, is kind of the ego energy or the fear energy. So if you have been there, then they're inviting you to log off and connect with your spiritual self for guidance here. But they're kind of saying that this is, if you need to feel through anxiety or whatever it is, then you do that, of course. That might be stirred up if you're integrating new energies as well. But what I feel they're trying to say here is that standing your strength and take the part of you that is the eternal you, your higher self, more into the physical form to help with this, okay? But you have the Three of Wands, which means your ships are coming in. You have the Queen of Wands, which is a secure lady who is in contact with spirit, who has lots of energy. And you also have the Hanging Man here, which is a new perspective. Or it might have been that you have been feeling in limbo for a while, or you might be invited to stay in limbo for a while to figure something out. So you have to take that as it resonates with you. But I do feel like all three readings today have been very much about the spiritual path or connection with spirit, choosing a new path, leaving the old behind, you know, not listening to the ego, not listening to the fear mongering or whatever it is that maybe have been rattling you. So, you know, take that as it resonates, but I do feel like that's might be what's happening with you as well, number 3. But let's pull some more cards here. The Marble, fast-moving energy or events. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay, so let's look at this. The Mango Tree, honoring your past as well as your present. Okay. So this might be also because something has happened in the past and you're afraid that it's going to repeat itself. And it's okay to honor the past and what has happened, but it doesn't mean that everything is going to happen in the same way again. It doesn't mean that you have to go around worrying about it. Okay, this might turn out different than the last time. And also, everything that you have experienced previous in life is knowledge that you now carry with you. So you're wiser now. You know more, right? Last card of these. The House. The beginning of a new establishment that will bring many blessings. Yeah. So there is something new happening with you. The Kalinago petroglyphs. The life of a student is endless and there's always much to learn. Yeah, so there's something new to learn here in this situation. And I do feel like you have also been around the block a couple of times here, so you're asked to honor that and honor your past. And maybe it didn't look so good in the past, but I think that what they're trying to tell you is that it doesn't have to repeat itself. It might just be your ego making up stories here, okay? There might not be anything to worry about. So stand in your strength, you know, pull the light into you and look at it from that perspective with the Hangman here. Okay, so let us pull a couple of last cards here for you this week. Number 3, rest, slow down. You don't have to solve everything today. Yeah, so it takes the time it takes, you know, be patient with yourself, be loving and nurturing to yourself. But things will move in a much better way, I feel. Fast moving. It's going to move quickly. Just let it move through your physical form if it is something that needs to be moved through, you know. And invite this new strength energy in instead. Release, lighten your load, yeah. There's something you need to let go of here. I see that. And underneath, forgiveness. A crushed flower still gives off a sweet scent. So there might be also that you need to look at something that happened here that hurt you. And see that, I know many people talk about forgiveness, and that's all good and well, but on a higher perspective, there is nothing to forgive, because the people that are in your life, if there's something karmic, you know, if there's something that's kind of big happening in your life, then you kind of orchestrated it on a higher level. So in that sense, it's nothing to forgive. But of course, the human kind of needs to go through those emotions and feel them through. It's no escaping that. It just is what it is. And so you just feel it through. And then you can kind of, as the human, forgive the other. Okay? But see if you can kind of gain that perspective, as they say, with a higher perspective on whatever happened as well. It will help you to feel this through. And then give love to yourself. There's nothing wrong in thinking or feeling the way you do. There's nothing wrong with ego either as such. But just recognize that it is ego that might be telling you stories. And then, of course, you can choose to listen to that, or you can choose to kind of get into another kind of energy. But feel it through if it's emotions coming up, okay? That's my best advice for that. Okay, so I feel like that was it, number 3. I wish you the very best this coming week. Until the next time I see you. Bye.